for the purpose of this interview, we want to meet you. Yeah, your name and the organization you present.
Yeah, my name is Usaid. The State Project Coordinator for Ifad, Abia, and this is Livelihoods Improvement Family Enterprise Project.
Okay, so the Ifad Live NG is organizing currently holding a 3-day workshop training for farmers, extension workers, and what have you. So, what's the main thrust of this program?
Yeah, it's on nutrition development. We want to look at the basic commodities that we regard and use as food, and how we can utilize them effectively to the benefit of those consumers in keeping them healthy, and as well as generating revenue or income from them. It's not just Ifad Life that is single-handedly running the project. It's a collaborative effort between Usaid and Ifad Life in the States. The participants are drawn from ADP Extension and from some Ifad states outside Kosovo, like Abia and Usaid. They have participants in Ifad projects in the state who are also here. And it tells you the importance of what that is to the project, to Ifad, to the country, and to all the states.
So, what are the mechanisms in place in order to monitor the step-down program, and how will this program be funded?
Okay. There are participants who are drawn from Ifad project. All of them come from the benefiting communities, and it's an ongoing project. The activities of that nutrition are captured in the annual plan and budget, and they are budgeted for. So the step-down project is already provided for, and it's something that will be carried out and recorded as a milestone achievements for the project. So the mechanism is intact and it will be pursued further.
So one of the problems in Nigeria is monitoring to ensure compliance.
Yes.
So what other things do you have?
The system of the project, we have our monitoring and evaluation system. The MIS system is equally there. From the grassroots, let me call it grassroots, or from these benefiting communities, we have the Community Effect Development Associations that are primarily responsible for monitoring project activities in those communities. And at the local government area, we have a desk officer who reports directly to our national office in Port Harcourt, and that is close to these communities. And then we have the state office. So you see that at various levels, the mechanism has taken place of taking note of the monitoring aspect of it. And you will be scored according to the milestones you record. So the monitoring of the project that comes from the national has to do with the mission support. It comes twice a year. So with all of this that is captured in the AWPP and the action plans, of course, checks and balances are there to see whether these activities were carried out in the field of the beneficiaries, in the office, the implementers.
Thank you very much, sir.
I take every session of the training very seriously. It is his desire to see the outcome being visible in the communities when they are being stepped out. And so he sent his greetings and wished that in a very short while we'll have reason to say that working with the Cross River State Office of Life Envy as well as Usaid to give us the desired outcome in terms of nutrition mainstreaming. Nutrition mainstreaming has become a very important aspect of the project, and the National Project Coordinator keeps it very close to his chest in making sure that until this mainstream outcome in nutrition is achieved, then he will not rest on his hands. So that is the message from the National Project Coordinator, and I thank you all for this opportunity.
Perhaps special businesses. The aroma is so strong that it has drawn the number of residents that are inside. Then at that, the same is about the disease. We have the food. We eat this food. How do we eat it? What I know is that the cause by knowledge or any partner, what will be dominant there is carbohydrate. We eat to stay alive. We eat to carry on. What are we eating here? Do we look at the combination of things as we eat? I don't think so. Anything can go. You can combine garlic with biscuits. Sometimes you see people sipping garlic with carrots. So many funny combinations. And then we are there. Then I keep wondering, why do this? We are told that we lack some essential elements. And these elements are supposed to be gotten from what we eat. But you see a bad man picking from the dustbin and he lost it. Why? It's so many that will be low resistance to Panadol or to malaria drugs, to the sister, typhoid. If one of these things, the thing will not go. In the next week, it will happen. Combine random leaves from the back or lemon plus tea, just 2, 3. The next day, I join. The African man has a style. But when we have money, that is why that's all. It's a necessity to have money. The moment we have money, what happens? If you come to my house, my dining table will tell you about this money. You will see powder, milk, and all sorts of things on the table. Crate of eggs. You are a new change. You are blessed. What are the children in our communities that do not have this opportunity, that do not have knowledge, the exposure that you have? What do you do? You say, and we have life project, accepted, agreed that this project, this activity should be carried out. And we're looking at who will be the participants. From the concept goes, you set up this type of elections. And with that guidance, we equally narrow down to our own nutritionist. So from the same end, from different end, we are all brought together.
become experts in this area.
She said she can come to your field. No, she's not. That's to show you the quantity of chemicals, preservatives that they have put inside. People are no longer eating natural. You know, mothers now. You know, we are talking of food security. Do you know, even inside the family, there could be food insecurity. Why? Because of the type of food the mother buys, because of convenience. You want the one that will be so easy to prepare. You buy a carton of Indomie with that spice in the packet. You don't know that it is chemicals that your children are eating on a daily basis. Some of them will finish putting that sachet and still add Maggi. These are chemicals. That's why the diseases that we don't hear of in children, we are now hearing of that. God has already done everything. If we can go back to eating natural. Natural. Eat the natural food in the natural state.
Blood vessels.
Blood vessels.
These are lifestyle diseases that we can handle and prevent. Everyday people are doing what? Falling dead. You know, children are even getting cancer. My sister is here, church member. The other day we lost under 12. What was the disease? Cancer. When I was growing up, cancer was for elderly. In fact, it was even rare in Africa. It was a new disease. But from elderly people, it's now coming to children. Why is that? Because our diet is composed of.
My name is Dr. Clement. I work for Livelihood Improvement Family Enterprises, Niger Delta, and Ifad funded projects. I work as the Rural Social Youth and Gender Coordinator for the projects.
Okay, sir. So nice to have you around. Can you just give us the overview of the workshop going on, which has to do with nutrition, the essence, sir?
Thank you very much. The current workshop going on is in nutrition training and product development for value-added commodities. As you can understand, the world's most serious problem, as far as humanity is concerned, is hunger, and most specifically what is called hidden hunger, deficiency of micronutrients. So as a project by design, nutrition is mainstreamed into the projects. The idea is to ensure that beneficiaries do not only improve their income through agriculture, but that they can also improve their health in terms of being able to consume what has come to be called good nutrition. And good nutrition involves having all the classes of food in your menu on a daily basis. So this training is one of the strategies used by LifeND to implement nutrition and get the outcomes. And one of the things we do is what we call nutrition education. Other ones also involve studies, and we find out nutritious plants that are grown in specific location, and we encourage people to grow what we call home gardens. The home gardens is meant to provide variety of crops and also keep livestock, what we call micro livestock, so that there will be nutrient availability at any point in time without having to go and buy. So this training has participants drawn from the ADP, Agricultural Development Projects, our beneficiaries, which we call incubatees, and those who also train them we call incubators, as well as health workers, because it's a co-funding training by United States Agency for International Development under what is called Feed the Future Extension Activity that is being funded. And their funding interest is to ensure that nutrition messages get to health workers, who are the people that have direct daily contact with people in the community. So this training is coming to deepen our mainstreaming in terms of nutrition so that we can get nutrition outcome. We expect that at the end of this training, we are going to have a pool of persons that will be able to step down the training in the communities, because our work is done in the communities. And when I say communities, I'm talking about rural communities that are involved in farming. Here in Cross River and in other states where we have carried out this training.
Okay, very well, very well. But I'm sure it's not a one-off thing.
Certainly not. It's continuous. As new things come up, we continue. Right now within the hall, I'm also attending an African Potato Association training going on in Malawi online. And Life Aid is also presenting a paper of potato. And quite a number of scientific papers are being presented. Again, we are going to make sure some of what we get from this conference going on in Malawi is also incorporated into our nutrition mainstreaming activity in Life Aid. It's interesting to note that most of our incubators are already harvesting orange flesh potatoes from their garden. And these are crops that have short cycle and very nutritious, which has a lot of implications for reducing nutrient deficiency in the family. Because Life MD and Ifad is particularly interested in the life of people with respect to their health. And it has a lot to do with nutrition. And you'll agree with me that nutrition occupies a very important position in the sustainable development goals of the United Nations.
Okay, very well. Is there any gender component? Because I hear the structure of the program has maybe there could be something special for gender. Can you explain more about that?
Now, the idea of gender is to ensure that male and female are carried along in our projects. By our project design, we give equal opportunity to male and female, and not also forgetting what we consider social inclusion. People living with disability are selected and made to be part of our project as active participants. So when it comes to gender mainstreaming and nutrition mainstreaming, they go hand in hand. So there is no way you have more males or less females. They are always there. But however, when it comes to aspects of processing, we see dominance of women and we encourage them. Why do we do that? We know there are certain gender roles that are better played by a particular sex. And so we encourage that sex to go on doing that. You agree with me that household food preparation is done by the female. So if you see more females participating, it's a conscious effort to make sure that the right gender is given the right gender role to play when it comes to nutrition. But that's not to say that the men are being forgotten, because they need the masculine strength to drive certain activities that will lead to nutrition that is giving the right outcome that we design. So we have a gender balance in the selection, we have a gender balance in the implementation, but we have a gender lens to make sure that all what we are saying also come to pass.
Okay, like it is said that to whom much is given, more is expected. So, what is your expectation from participants at this workshop?
My expectation is that the training has a practical component. We expect that by the time the participants leave here, they will have an idea of how to do value addition on food items. Because one other problem we have in food production in Africa is what we call post-harvest losses. Even after we have produced the little we claim we produce, what gets spoiled after harvest is huge, sometimes up to 60%. And so the training here will be able to equip our participants to understand how to add value to food products and also increase how long they stay before they are consumed, what we call the shelf life. So these set of participants are well equipped. And don't forget, the competition also involves health workers. So the health workers have constant interaction with people in the community. So we expect that this knowledge will diffuse through the communities. As essential health workers meet their clients on a daily basis, one of the things they are going to do is the nutrition education. So this message will go across. So we are very confident that we have a pool of persons in Cross River State that will definitely turn the narratives to a positive side when it comes to nutrition and health in the rural communities.
Okay, but is there any deliberate efforts by your organization to kind of follow up to see what they're
The
doing?
deliberate effort is that soon after now we're going to do what we call a step-down training. In all our communities where we intervene, we are going to train. That's why we consciously selected ADP agents from across the local governments, health workers from across the local governments, so they're going to stand as that pool of persons that will help us in the stepping down. So before we leave here, we're going to draw an action plan up that will implement that. In fact, there is a directive by the National Project Coordinator that soon after this training, a follow-up step-down training must take place. So this is already planned for that. And in my action plan, it might come up before the end of this month.
Okay, so finally, what would you say in terms of the people buying into what you're doing?
The level of concentration of the participants gives me much joy. And not only that, they are gaining knowledge, they're gaining knowledge that is, first of all, going to be useful to themselves. And you realize that when you give people knowledge, for me, it's part of the empowerment we are talking about. So it's going to also help them to redirect the way they handle nutrition, both at their family level and outside their families. It is worth note to see that when different category of people have knowledge about a particular thing, they're likely going to get across the diverse audience that the society is made of. So I have that confidence that we selected the right set of people, and we're going to drive the message down to the reference space. And in a short time, we're going to see the results come. Don't forget, Cross River is the food basket of the South, and with the kind of food we have, the knowledge of how to combine different food classes to get the right dietary diversity is going to be renewed. So the narrative will change, and the discussion will revolve around good nutrition. That, for me, is encouraging.
Thank you very much.
Okay, my name is Mr. Austin Kombe, a participant here from Cross River, Ogoja. An entrepreneur and also a health worker. I own a private extension service provider. I'm on.
Okay, thank you very much. The Ifad, Live ND, and Usaid. So you're actually in a workshop that is actually meant to help citizenry on the need for nutrition in India. What have you been able to gain so far from this exercise?
Wow, it's so laudable. In fact, it's an incredible experience coming here again to learn some of those things that we actually wouldn't have known in our locality. Very simple things that we ignore have been revealed here, and it's a serious gain all of us are gathering here.
Okay, from your experiences here, how do you intend to translate these messages to the local man in the streets and to your locality where you come from?
I actually can't wait, sir, because I'm giving on haste to going back to my locality and impact directly even my immediate family. From my experience here, I see that even myself, I failed as a father in my own family to provide the needed diversified food sources to my immediate family and also my locality at large. In fact, there will be very, very much coming for the step down training because I won't waste time to do that.
Okay, thank you very much.
God bless.
Chioma Obasi. I'm a nutrition and training consultant.
Wow. Well, we are here for a 3-day program which has to do with nutrition. And what would you say have been the activities so far?
Okay. This is a nutrition education and value addition program organized by Usaid and the Livelihood Improvement Family Enterprise. It's because malnutrition is prevalent in the Niger Delta area. The need arose to educate, the people that will be our eye in the communities, so that they can help us educate the community members on what nutrition is all about. Because one of the main reasons for malnutrition is inadequate knowledge about nutrition education. So getting these people enlightened and educated on nutrition matters will help to get it across to the communities so that people can start eating right. Sometimes it's not even about inadequacy or food insecurity. People may have food, but they don't know what to eat, and they don't know how to use what they have to get the best out of it. So that's what we're here today training extension agents, training medical practitioners, and even life-saving incubators and incubators on nutrition matters.
Madam, what can you say about the level of participation? How will you rate the participant?
Oh, the participants are so eager and willing to learn. And they are so excited on what they have learned here. So many things they don't know. Like today we dealt on hidden hunger. Many of them didn't know about hidden hunger. That you may actually be healthy, looking healthy, but you're lacking some vital micronutrients. So they learn that one and they're so excited and happy for what they have learned.
Okay, madam, you are a nutritionist from every indication. Now, aside from this program, what other project or what other thing you feel the country should do, the nation should do in order to drive this message of a healthy diet and proper nutrition?
And we've started it here. The starting line is to get the people educated, awareness, create the awareness. You and I may not even know the dangers of drinking all these soft drinks. We may not, some of the producers, because I heard some people even use detergent to process food so that it will give them a white looking substance. They don't have the education that what they are doing is wrong. So we need this education. Government needs to step in and create awareness in our cities and in our communities so that people can be nutritionally aware. And they can also encourage people to plant gardens, to have gardens. Because that is one of the ways, when the food is availability is one of the pillars of food security. When you have access to the food, when it's available, you have it in your backyard. You have it anytime you want, you can go and harvest and eat.
Madam, two things actually causes the problem in Nigeria: packaging and standard. What would you say about these two in relation to nutrition and the food we see are being chunked out in the street? At least I recall you mentioned yearly in your presentation. This is a biscuit, a bread that is actually stored for 2 months or so. And you have also mentioned preservative being added in order to sustain this. What are those things we need to do in order to ensure that what is coming into our country as a nutritionist is actually what should be accepted as a standard? I mentioned standard and packaging.
Yes, I know our monitoring bodies are trying their best. But the country is so vast that they may not get to the nooks and crannies. Bromate has been banned. Bromate in bread has been banned. But it's not easy to get to the nooks and crannies where they make all this bread. Because if you take a sample of any of this bread and test it for bromate, you will still bromate. So I think they are doing their best, but their hands are full on the monitoring. It's just when we educate people, when we educate the entire Nigerians, everybody will now be on the watch out, and everybody will be conscious of eating right, eating well.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
It's Happiness Ohazuike Ogechi.
Okay.
I represent my state, Abia State, as Incubate.
Okay.
But inside Incubate, I'm among the cadres.
Okay.
So I'm the secretary of the cadres.
Okay.
So
You are a health worker, a farmer.
I'm among the Incubate under cassava processing.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, this is a workshop organized by Ifad in collaboration with Usaid to expand the scope of nutrition as one of the key ingredients in our daily diet. So far, what can you say about the program?
Oh, the program is very, very nice. I have learned a lot, even things that I don't even know, like the way they taught us how the soya bean, how to prepare it, even the west one. We can even make use of the west one and prepare chin chin and bake chin chin. So I learned a lot today.
Okay. Now, how do you intend to transmit this knowledge you have learned to people that are out there, the masses, and what have you?
Okay, I will try my best. If I get to my community, I'll try as much as to inform the community chairman and explain to him, look at what I want. I want to give knowledge to our women in our
This
in
is
our
through the step down program.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to this thing we are learning today, we have to take it to our local community to teach them what we have learned. So I have to meet the the community chairman to allow us to make use of the hall, because if you did not inform them, they will not allow us to make use of the hall in the community. So by doing that, he will now help me organize the villagers so that I can teach them what I'm learning here today.
Okay. So how do you intend to source for fund for the materials and what have you?
For the form, we don't know how to do it. Maybe by the end of the program, they will tell us how we can raise the form, whether we are the one to source for it or we should tell the community people to help us. I don't know for now.
Okay.
But maybe at the end of the program, they will explain to us how to handle it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.